Welcome to our review of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. And I'm excited because this is our first re-review. As we're 5 years ago, this is one of the first bags we ever reviewed on the channel. I had a lot to say about it then, but I got even more to say about it now as I've retested the bag over the past few weeks. And in this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing 500 of the best bags and we're gonna tear this thing apart. I'm gonna give you my honest pros and cons. We're gonna pack the bag out. And if you're not quite sold, this is the bag for you. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I'll make some alternative bag recommendations that might better suit your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. So for today's review, my name is Aaron, I'll be your presenter, and behind the camera we have our media manager, Margaret. And this is Peak Design. And if you don't know, Peak Design is a US-based carry brand. And they're known for making really high quality gear, hence the name Peak Design, but especially gear that caters more towards photographers. But not all their gear needs to be used by photographers. For instance, I don't know anything about using a camera, and I got great value out of this bag. Let's talk about some of its top features. It's got a super futuristic jetpack look. It's a hard shell with a killer custom built hardware solution at the top of the bag. I got a lot to say about this. We'll chat about it in the next chapter. It's a top loader that comes with their flex fold dividers. And these are a crucial part of the bag. I'll talk about like the pros and the cons of them in some very serious detail 2 chapters from now. We got 2 water bottle holders, a controversial harness system, and magnets on the shoulder straps that are both satisfying and a little annoying too. Details about that coming soon. The Everyday Backpack currently comes in 8 color options and 2 sizes, the 30 liter and this guy, the 20 liter. Or is it 20 liters? Let's find out. I got the main compartment fully packed out. All right, so as you can see, we're at 5, 10, 15, so 20 will be here. And this is sort of in line with the way the bag felt when I was using it. It's where it just doesn't feel like a full 20. Like if you add the water bottle pockets and the tech compartment, you might get there, but it's a tight 20 for sure. And one thing to note in the capacity too is with this mag latch system, you have the ability to put it at different settings. Like these other settings, it doesn't work as well, it doesn't look as good. It works, you can increase the capacity. So I think if you want to get 20 in that main compartment or in the bag as a whole, you might have to go into that mode. Margaret, how does the bag look like this? Is it nice? Yeah, you're gonna have some rain resistance problems then. We got a height of 17 inches, a width of, well, only 10.5 inches, and a depth of around 7.5 inches. Peak Design advertises this bag to be 3.6 pounds without the dividers, which is very heavy. But on our scale, it's coming in slightly lower at 3.3 pounds. But still, for a 15 to 20 liter bag, that's chunky. That's not my favorite like liters to weight ratio. Because of its padded nature, the bag looks the same whether it's empty or fully packed out. This is the bag when it's empty, and here it is fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. Margaret's 5'2", I'm 5'8", Jason Bagmo is 6'1". All Peak Design products are protected by a lifetime warranty, but it's not just like fluff. They are renowned to have one of the best warranties, like not even just in the bag game, but in like the world game. They're just really known for honoring it. And for all that, the 20 liter version runs around 280 USD, and the 30 liter runs around 299 USD. And real fast, if at any point during this review you're thinking about making a purchase, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. Starting with the aesthetic, which you're either gonna love or hate. Let's take a poll. Margaret, love it or hate it? Sig, love it or hate it? Hate it. Aaron, love it or hate it? Hate it. So, as you can see, not very loved in the Nomads Nation studio, but very loved by other people, right? It's a polarizing vibe. And what you gotta understand is this bag was like revolutionary. This started the whole next level premium feature heavy bag movement. That was like really like solidified on Kickstarter, and then brands like Manal, Peak Design, and Nomadic sort of like leading that charge. But while I'm not crazy about the aesthetic, functionally speaking, this bag really blew me away. And here's the thing, I'm gonna just rant for a second. I thought I was gonna hate using this bag. Peak Design has been like a hit or a miss brand for me. I've reviewed probably 20 of their products. And I'm somebody who really prefers bags that are more lightweight and malleable and not like padded and kind of bulky like this and like futuristic looking. But using this bag over the past few weeks, I was like, it's actually crazy functional, which I'm gonna break down throughout the entire review, but there's still some things that annoy me about it. We'll talk about those in a second as well. And one thing that's adding to that futuristic look is just sort of all these materials and the fabrics and everything, which I think is another recurring theme of this bag. I'm actually kind of blown away that it's only 280 bucks. Keep in mind, inflation's prices have been rising. $280 is still expensive for a backpack, but for what you're getting from a fabrics and materials perspective and the killer lifetime warranty, $280, kind of a low-key steal right now. And speaking of materials, let's talk about the primary fabric, which this is a polycarbonate Codra nylon. It has a beautiful texture to it. It's 400D, so it's lightweight. And just to be transparent, I love this fabric so much that I actually ended up using it on my own bag. Yeah, I started my own bag brand, it's called Firo. But the difference is, Peak Design decks theirs out with padding. So it's really it's thick, it's chunky. Versus Firo, we actually don't deck it out with padding. It actually kind of looks more like this in the water bottle holder. So obviously I'm a big fan of the fabric because it's very abrasion resistant and very weather resistant while still being lightweight. Now on the front, we got this little magnetic flap. That is a great magnet, and Peak Design loves their magnets. And underneath this magnet, we have external lash points that can connect to different parts of the bag, and there's also some in the water bottle holder as well, so you can just carry things externally on the outside of your bag. Great for photographers, great for athletes, great for traveling. You just want to put your hoodie on the outside of the bag. It's not something that I ever use, but what about you? Do you utilize external lash points? Or are you gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna clip this in and put things on the outside? Not me, but I want to hear your thoughts on this feature. I admit it's functional. I don't know why I don't use it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now let's just talk about this lid right here, because I think that this is a masterpiece in backpack engineering with the understanding that I don't like the look. It's not me. But just from an objective perspective as somebody who's also made a backpack with its own lid, I know that this is just really hard to do. The lid itself is bendy, right? So you don't have to worry about it breaking or creasing in a gross way. And then holding the whole thing together is the Peak Design mag latch system, which in essence you have this metal hardware, which you can pull up and then connect it to the different metal hardware parts here. And the connection is, do you feel that, Margaret? It's so satisfying. I love it. Margaret didn't like it as much, but I mean, this whole pull and get in there, it's tedious and it's annoying, but it's also, it just freaking works. And what's amazing about Peak Design is that they make this all in-house. They're one of the rare, if the only one that I know, bag companies that makes hardware in-house. And that's just what you get with Peak Design. It's it's a unique experience unlike any other bag company. So Margaret's actually, she's preaching over here. Spitting hot fire as to where you got to keep in mind a couple of things just about the entire user experience of this bag as to where it is that hard shell. So you're already losing packing space from that because there's padding, right? And there's just a couple of mm's of padding, but it really constricts packing space. So if you're putting things in this main compartment, it's just not going to fit as much as you think that it would. And it's going to constrict what you're packing in general. And you just run the risk of this potentially popping open. This is an issue potentially with any top loaders, right, that have a flap. As to where a zipper, if you can close your bag and get that zipper closed, the zipper's not gonna just pop open. But this does have that potential. I mean, it's locked in there pretty well, not gonna lie. And you can see when you actually pull on it, it feels pretty locked in. But then it just gets kind of weird. It's a quirky bag. It's got some quirks to it. I think I actually just broke it. So you can see I actually pulled it out too far. So now I gotta get it back in there. Can I do this or did I ruin the review? Okay, cool, we're good. So yeah. Brilliance happening here, quirkiness happening here. It's the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. And now we're gonna talk about the middle of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. For the bottom, it's pretty flat, so it self-stands, I give it a 2.5 out of 5 on the self-standing scale. Side handles, very nice nylon webbing utilized on both sides, allowing you to carry it in briefcase mode if you need. Just to grab the bag in general, which for me, I think that side handles on an EDC backpack are totally unnecessary. Argue with me in the comments if you dare. And then we got the water bottle holders, where also the Peak Design key leash is stored, which I tore this apart in the last review that I did 5 years ago, because I was like, really? That's the peak of design? Putting your key leash in the water bottle holder, and I still feel that way. It's still it's a handy pocket, don't get me wrong. Like, you can get your keys from there, but like, I don't know. That's not very peak design-y for me. But I do love the elasticity of this. Easy to grab, easy to put away. Now we're gonna test out these water bottle holders with real water bottles once the bag is packed out. In the meantime, let's discuss, I think, the most important thing that you need to be aware of for the use case of this bag, which is how to get into the main compartment, which you have two options. Option one, side access. Now, this brings us back to talking about how Peak Design is a photography sort of based company. As to where if you're a photographer, which like I said, I'm not, so pardon my verbiage if it's not, you know, I don't sound like a friggin', you know, Peter McKinnon over here. But the whole goal is to be like, oh, that's a lovely bird. I wish to document the existence of the bird. And then you take a photo real fast, right? You can grab your camera gear super quick. But having worked with a lot of photographers and videographers here at Nomads Nation, I know that like not all videographers and photographers like that access to where like it has some pros, but it also has some cons. I'm not gonna talk about DSLR theory here because I don't DSLR. The perspective I'll be bringing is more just from like everyday carry in general. And I actually quite liked it. I'll tell you why in a second. First of all, it should be noted that these pockets are accessible with PU-coated zippers. These zippers are Peak Design's Zoom zips, I believe. They always have been, always will be. On each wing, we'll call it. You can fly, little birdie. We've got pockets, magnetic ones at the top, zippered ones at the bottom. Look at these internal materials. I mean, these are just beautiful. This creamy sort of color, little elasticity there. And these pockets are ideal for organizing your smaller bits of gear. You can throw your tissues, keys, backup foldable sunglasses, charging battery, and then like inside of the pockets, there's more pockets, which is ideal for you photographers out there, for your cards and what are those called? SD cards, that's it. I don't know much about photography. But here's where it gets really important. With these guys right here, the Flex Fold Dividers. Again, Peak Design's ingenuity. I don't know if they invented this whole thing, but like they perfected it. That's where the Flex Folds are basically shelves that have Velcro on either side, therefore allowing you to customize how you want your bag to be organized. And you can see it right here. I've now put a shelf here and a shelf here. Now, does Velcro and premium bags always go together? Not always for me, but this just works so well. And I couldn't believe how much I liked it. Now you gotta get the right spot. It takes a minute. You gotta sort of finagle and find your positioning. And here's the downside of these Flex Folds. They're included, which means like if you're not like digging the whole modular shelf thing, you're still paying for these. And I assume these are not cheap. Like they're very well made. But tying it all together, let me do this, I can do this. If you wanna put your headphones in a specific headphone shelf and then quickly grab your headphones on the go, you can do so. It's like, yo, quick access for all my stuffs, whether it's a camera or your headphones, or your tech pouch that you can put at the bottom, or your book. And even if you don't wanna use this for quick access, it's just a great way to potentially customize your bag. Like if you carry your lunch, right, and you just want like the perfect size, perfect shelf, for that Tupperware that you love and bring to work every day. Now let me show you how this works with the top, because this is also very important and a great part of the bag. First up, closing out these sides, should be mentioned, the zipper pullers are great. These are laser cut Hypalon, and you can unweave them and then slide them on into here, therefore creating a bit of a theft deterrent system. That is very well designed. The peak of design, some might say. And the zippers themselves are ultra zippers, which are extremely high quality, basically on the level of YKK. But the PU coating can peel over time. We have firsthand experience. Tav, one of our videographers here at Nomads Nation, he's been using the Peak Design tech pouch for years, and that thing peeled like an auntie on the beach in the middle of summer. Like, I mean, like it just peeled right off. It didn't mess with the functionality. It still opened and closed like a champ, but it didn't look as awesome. All right, let's talk about the top. Now, one of the things that I found that I loved about this bag was this top access as to where, whether I'm on the train or the bag is sitting next to me at my desk, I was able to open this and grab whatever I needed from the top pretty easily. And you also have this pocket right here for your smaller bits of gear. Great spot for your AirPods, maybe even like a small wallet can go in there. Magnetic closure, very satisfying. And that's really the whole system that Peak Design is selling, as to where it's really funny. When I was using this bag, I was thinking to myself, it doesn't feel like a bag. This is the anti-bag. This is a box on your back that can do some really cool things. I don't personally like boxiness on my back. But I have to admit, the functionality was just really great to use, as to where the entire structure of the bag, the way that these side pockets work, and getting that top access as well, definitely didn't suck. Last note for the middle, water bottle pockets also have magnets. I think like 80% of the pockets on this bag has magnets. 24-ounce Columbia fits in, not very great. I would say these water bottle pockets, you get some expansion here, right? Do note though, this might die with time, and you've got the gusset, but like it doesn't really get in there very well, especially when the bag's packed out. It's tight, this bag. And you can see when the water bottle is in there, it's quite blobby on the side. I would say these water bottle pockets, they're not great too, because they're a little short and they cut this way. Not the best water bottle pockets that I've ever tested, at least for bulky water bottles. 1 liter Yeti, I don't think that's gonna happen. So let's just give it a test. But for things like your phone or your keys, I think these pockets are quite functional. Finally for this section, the top handle, it's great. Enough room to grab, high quality nylon webbing, no qualms there. And real fast, I gotta let you know before we jump into the next section, if you're enjoying this review, you might be a bit of a gearhead, or at the very least, maybe a bag nerd. If that's the case, I wanna welcome you to Nomads Nation and also tell you that we don't just do YouTube reviews here at Nomads Nation, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. In that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field, where I'm going deep onto the front lines, bringing to your inbox a couple times a month all the biggest happenings in this incredible industry of bags, carry gear, everyday carry gear, travel gear. Oh, if it's gear and you carry it, we cover it. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening, I'm talking about the newest drops, limited edition releases, plus access to our exclusive giveaways and discount codes. You're gonna want to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the back of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. Tech compartment was pretty cool. It is adjustable. You see how this whole Velcro situation here? So the laptop compartment can actually be modified to fit your laptop. We have a storage area here with a couple pockets, a little divider, and then the actual laptop storage area there. This is a cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and we're, barely gonna get that in there. If you have a thicker laptop, I don't know if that's gonna work. Definitely not for a longer, like wider one, right? So 16-inch MacBook Pro though, it can get in there. This little divider, quite nifty, as I was able to use it for separately organizing my notebooks. But this is a very tight laptop compartment. So keep that in mind. If you got the laptop in here, plus stuff in here, it's really padded bag, right? And that padding just like creates it's like, I'm not moving. Like when you have a backpack that is just super malleable, like it gives more. This bag doesn't want to give, and you're not getting a lot of give in the laptop compartment. Then finally up here, little pocket that ends right around this area, which is a great spot for bulkier bits of tech gear, like your charger or your Infinicore P3 Pro. I have been loving this thing because it's sort of like a 2-in-1, as to where it's an adapter, you plug it in, you can charge multiple things simultaneously. But also, while it's charging and adapting, it actually charges, also can turn into a portable battery, which is great because it's already plugged into the freaking wall, giving my laptop juice, so why not like take some juice of its own, right? So I can actually charge things on the go. This has been an essential part of my EDC and travel gear. Learn more about it, be sure to check the pinned comment below. Oof, it's tight in there, but we can get a couple things in. For sure. Overall, it's a good tech compartment. It's tight, man. We've got a little bit of a false bottom. The bottom of the laptop compartment stops there, so if you drop your bag, laptop ain't gonna get damaged. And the PU-coated zipper, although it might peel over time, does help protect against rain. Back panel. One of the most innovative things that Peak Design ever did is this swivel system. See those two rivets at the top of the shoulder straps? Those allow the shoulder straps to move very freely, which give you two benefits. One, when you're swinging the bag around to grab something in the side pocket, it just swings so much easier. But two, because of the way it's designed, it actually gives you the ability to swing the shoulder strap around a little bit more and lay it flat. And then again, Peak Design, magnets. They love their magnets. And you can actually use these magnets to cleanly stow the shoulder straps to the back panel. You see that? Gravity should be pulling those shoulder straps down, but magnets say nay to that. And this is awesome and also annoying in its own ways as well. Awesome, look at how clean that is, how flush that is. You wanna carry this thing in briefcase mode, like it's just gonna give you so much cleaner of an experience. Minus the sternum strap and the extra dangle. Don't worry, we'll talk about that in a second, buddy. I'll see you in just a minute. So it's very clean in that sense, but to achieve this shoulder strap magnetic stowage system, there had to be compromises on comfort, which is why I'll say this is not the most comfortable bag that I've ever reviewed. I'll give you the actual score in the next chapter. But at the end of the day, to get the shoulder straps to do that motion and to do that movement and to get these magnets in there, it's just not the most padded, and there's just no way around it. If you Google Peak Design Comfort, the travel bag is gonna like be their least comfortable bag. Like that's very controversial in terms of its comfort. This one I would say not too far behind it, but the thing is it's a little bit smaller. So at 20 liters, you don't need it to be quite as comfortable as you do like a 40-liter travel bag. Some things that help with the comfort though. So we got a nice back panel padding here, and we got a really nice sternum strap that is included with the bag. Sternum straps are great because they help to redistribute the weight on your torso and less on your lower back. This sternum strap is just so uniquely done. Like this just feels so Peak Design. I've never seen a sternum strap quite executed in this way, where it's like this hook system, and then you slide it on in there, and then to pull it out, you got this little like fabric lever. It's just, Peak's bags just feel unlike any other bags. It's a vibe. They own it. And you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Now let me show you the luggage pass-through, because again, some pros and cons to be aware of. Pro number one is you can obviously connect the shoulder straps. So that's great for when you're putting it on the actual suitcase. And then it slides underneath the back panel. This is a great system because it's very strong. Sometimes bags use like a little thin piece of fabric as their luggage pass through, but this is like literally the entire back panel. So it's not gonna pop out anytime soon. Very easy to put on, as you saw. And you're getting side access, right? So whatever you have in these shelves and in these pockets here, easy to grab. So it's actually a great suitcase companion from that perspective. And the side handles are also gonna be very, very effective with that as well. All right, let's line it up. Let's talk about the overall scores of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. For comfort, I'm giving it like a 2.5 out of 5. It's personal. I don't think it's a very comfortable bag. I think that comfort took a back seat for other features. But having said that, I'm not gonna say it's painful. It's just not super comfortable. My next score for overall value, I give it like a 4.5 out of 5. Reason being, at 280 USD, getting all this custom hardware and fabrics and materials and this build. And Margaret just looked, the X-Pack version of this bag, as of now, is also 280 USD, which is like crazy value, considering that you can spend 300 bucks easily on some other bags. So value, 4.5, maybe even 5 out of 5. Like it's kind of low-key steal. And my overall score for this bag, objectively, I give it a 4 out of 5. Like a 1 out of 5 for me, like I won't use this bag, but just objectively for what it accomplishes, with what it's trying to do, it's a really impressive bag, or box on your back, whatever you want to call it. Next, overall pros and cons of the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. Pro number one is just gonna be the overall premium vibe of the bag. Pro number two is how well this bag protects your tech gear, whether it's your laptop or like DSLR gear in the actual main compartment. And pro number three is just gonna be that quick access and the ability to customize the main compartment. But on the flip side, this bag is not gonna be for everyone. Let's talk about some cons. Con number one, flexible dividers, not gonna be for everyone, and they're included with the bag, which means you're paying more for them, even if you might not use them. Con number two, I don't think it's the most comfortable 20-liter bag. And con number three, just like with the innovation that goes into this bag, it's certainly a bag that also has a lot of quirks. But if you're still here, there's a good chance you're thinking to yourself, dude, this bag's got quirks. I got quirks too, and I think our quirks are matched, and I think that I'm totally gonna buy one. And you're gonna make a purchase, or you just wanna find out more information, just a reminder, we do recommend doing so with the first link in the description, just because that link makes sure that you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold, let's talk some alternatives. First up, if you're new to the channel, you should definitely watch the Nomads Nation leaderboard video. In this video, myself and the NN squad, we get together and pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. This video is a great way to meet the team and to find out the best options on the market. I've gone ahead and linked that above. But if we're close with the Peak Design Everyday Backpack, here's two alternatives that might better suit your needs. Alternative recommendation number one is gonna be the modern Dayfarer backpack. Great pick for you if you're really into the aesthetic of like a top loader, but you want something a little bit more malleable, a little bit more lightweight, and just kind of done in a completely different way. And alternative suggestion number 2 is going to be the Boundary Supply Errant Pro. Great pick for you if you're looking for kind of a futuristic dual side access photography bag, but you want something that's cyberpunk is. Boundary Supply in a really similar league to Peak Design, but they just kind of do things their own way. Honestly, all 3 bags are awesome and they all have their own unique set of pros and cons. But to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can just go ahead and watch these videos here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.